Welcome to video lecture series for job role of hand embroidery class 9. In this video, we will cover session 1 of unit 1, history and embroidery terminology. Embroidery or embellishment is doing surface ornamentation on any fabric or leather that is pliable. It is like painting with needle and thread, which can be compared to brush and paint. Any design, motif, or scenery can be replicated by simply using needle and thread. Fabric on which the embroidery has to be done may or may not be fixed or tightened in a frame or adda. Design selection is based on the end use and purpose of the product. Embroidery can be done on any garment ranging from children's wear, women's wear, men wear, or home furnishing products like bed covers to wall hanging, curtains to aprons. Accessories like belt, jewelry, or even shoes can be embroidered. So in short, embroidery can be done on any product category. Isn't it amazing? We all appreciate beauty, and the purpose of doing embroidery is to make the product more beautiful. It is this rich worldwide tradition of embroidery which makes it such a fascinating craft. People have decorated fabrics with stitches for centuries, and embroidery is certainly one of the most ancient needlecraft. Although it is not exactly known where embroidery originated from, the artisans were able to save some of the embroidery examples over the years. Some themes and designs have remained the same for centuries, even in the prehistoric period. Probably it was the same earlier as well. Many embroidery tools like needles have been found in excavations. The origin of embroidery can be dated back to 30,000 BC. During a recent archaeological find, fossil remains of heavy hand-stitched and decorated clothing, boots, and hats were found. Embroidery is believed to originate in the Middle East. Primitive man recognized that the basic stitches which they used to join animal skins together to make body coverings could also be used for decoration. The ancient civilization, history sculptures, paintings on the walls of the caves, and vases depict threadwork, which we termed it as embroidery. Mostly embroidered clothing, religious crafts, and household textiles have been a mark of luxury and status in many cultures, including ancient Persia, India, China, Japan, and Europe. In many different cultures, traditional folk methods of embroidery were passed from generations to generations. On comparing the art of hand embroidery practiced in the early centuries to the present work of embroidery today, it can be easily said that the embroidery form has only some changes of material or the techniques, which can be inferred as advancement in the craft. In earlier times, pure gold, silver, and silk threads were used. These pure threads were laid on the fabric and stitched with very fine stitches. These days, artificially made bright gold, dull gold, bright silver, antique silver, and copper colored threads are used. Also, pure pearl precious stones and semi-precious stones are being replaced by artificial beads and stones. In ancient time, a single color thread was used while changing the direction of the stitches, such as vertical stitch, horizontal stitch, and diagonal stitch, to create an impression of several shades of the same color by the use of light on the embroidered part. This was predominantly seen in the eastern countries like China and Japan. India being a diverse country with many states, each state has its own speciality. Kashmiri embroidery is inspired by nature, and one can see a lot of floral depiction of chinar leaves, which is prevalent in that region. South Indian motifs are influenced by temples and arches. Fulkari of Punjab is bright and colorful, done by untwisted silk yarn. Kutch embroidery has shells and beads to adorn the garments. Patti work of Uttar Pradesh is an old applique technique used with or without the badla work. There are many more embroidery forms of India. These are just a few to name. There is a constant exploration and experimentation in the area of craft, with new machines replacing handcraft. Hence, as students, you must try to study the original craft and technique to implement and apply to new tastes and trends of today. In part 2 of this video, you will learn embroidery terminology. That's all for this part. Till then, enjoy watching and keep learning.